Super excited to bring you a review of the new Engage Pursuit paddle. This is the 6.0. We're reviewing today both the EX and the MX. Be sure to check out the latest video of the review of the Engage Pursuit EX and MX. Again, today we're doing the 6.0. Stay tuned to the end where I'll tell you which one I like best. Before we jump in, please be sure to hit the like, the subscribe, and leave a comment below. But seriously, this really helps us reach more people like you, so smash that like button just like you do that pickleball. And now for the part that you've all been waiting for, the actual review of the paddle. So let's start with the EX 6.0. So again, this is the one that has a little bit of a shorter handle when you compare it to the MX. Getting into really the top three things I like about it. Number one is the thickness. So this is a lot like my prior paddle, the Encore 6.0. It has the same thickness. I really like the thickness of it. Particularly, I like that it's more forgiving. So the thickness kind of gives a little more stability. The standard one wasn't as forgiving sometimes if you're not hitting right in the center. You're hitting along the edge. It's maybe not as forgiving and you're missing those shots. But I found with this, that thickness really helps with the forgiveness. Number two, I love the control that it has. So this did give a little bit more control than the standard one, the not 6.0. I don't know what you'd call it, the non 6.0. But this has a lot more control than that paddle. And the third thing I really liked about this paddle, and I think anyone that plays with it would agree, it's this new graphite in this paddle. Almost gives it a little more spin. So I noticed it on my serves. I was definitely, these new serves that I'm hitting with spin, I'm definitely getting more action one way or getting a little more jump. It does have a little bit of grittiness to it. These are kind of my top three things about, again, this is the EX. The only downside of this, and this is not so much a downside for me, but just anyone that's using the paddle, it does have less power. And so if you're someone that is looking for that paddle with a little more pop on it, probably the original one is for you. Whereas if you're someone that plays a little more aggressive, needs the control, I can generate the power, but I need control. And so, so I really like that about this paddle. For 20% off all Engage gear, use the discount code 20ANCONA. Now on to the MX. So again, this is the paddle with a little bit longer handle. Same thing, the specs are pretty much the same. It's a 6.0 thicker version. I would say for this, I really liked this when I was playing singles. So I got to play both doubles and singles with both of these paddles. This one here, I did feel, just comparing it to the EX, I felt like at times I had a tiny bit less control with that longer handle. So there was some comparisons when I was at the net trying to hit maybe too soft of a touch volley, and I didn't have as much control there. On the other hand, being that this was a thick one, there's good control, but also the longer handle gave me a little bit more whip and a little more power. So in singles, I really like that. In doubles sometimes it was nice from the baseline, ripping some ground strokes, maybe as a third shot drive, but all in all, I think this MX is a really great stick, and again, it's really close to the EX. You can't go wrong with either one of these. So between the four paddles, I love the 6.0. So between these two now, we've narrowed it down, and ultimately, I've got to go with both. I'm going to be using the MX for singles, and then the EX for doubles. Just has more control for a lot more touch, and then I've got more reach with the MX for singles, which is nice. If I did have to pick one, I'd go with the EX, again, because ultimately I want a little bit more control, and it does give that. And so all in all, these are great paddles. Highly recommend. For the average player, I'd say you can't go wrong with either four of these. They're all great sticks, really next level.